Identity crisis is common to adolescents. It is a period of conflict, confusion, and uncertainty in which a person's sense of identity is thoroughly questioned and sometimes even lost. It is a period of utter confusion in which a person questions their beliefs, their values, their character, their identity, their personality. This is often characterized by poor self-esteem and low self-image. And the resultant effect of that is that the person becomes depressed. So there's usually signs of anxiety and depression. There's change in their mood, there's change in their emotions. They are beginning to isolate and withdraw from others. The activities that they usually do, they no longer find interest in such activities. So you see anxiety, you see depression, you see isolation in someone who's going through identity crisis. Another sign of identity crisis is substance abuse and addiction. So if someone is going through identity crisis, they begin to find objects or social vices in which they would find a sense of identity, and so you see them begin to abuse drugs or alcohol abuse, substance abuse, or even food abuse, right? They begin to abuse food because the more they eat, the more they feel a sense of identity. The more they abuse alcohol, it gives them a sense of false identity. So some of this substance abuse, addiction are actually the resultant effect of someone who's undergoing identity crisis. Another sign of identity crisis is what we call social comparison theory, in which such an individual begins to negatively compare themselves with others. Especially in this era of social media, they see the lives of others on social media, they see their successes, they compare that with their own perceived failures or their unfulfilled ambitions and expectations. And so that negative comparison creates in the individual a sense of inadequacy, a sense of failure, and this eventually leads them into a downward path towards the loss of identity. So if you're exhibiting any of the above mentioned signs, you're definitely going through an identity crisis. I would suggest that you go watch my previous teachings and videos on how to get out of identity crisis into a situation where you develop a positive sense of identity about yourself.